telephony companies that are using DIDX are using AX2. The next question, what is the efficiency gain or loss from using AX2 if you use it? And I apologize if I'm pronouncing the acronym incorrectly. I've heard it pronounced in many different ways, so let me know later what's the right way. Kevin again said that AX2 allows him to circumvent issues with most of their clients' network setups, including pesky firewalls, NAT. I mean, you hear this all the time, right? And routing issues. This allows them to keep the client-side equipment up and running easier, which is really important. You don't want to spend a lot of customer service time wasted on that, and so AX2 helps to relieve you of that problem. And who else did we hear from?
It's coming up.
Oh, okay. Oh, Max, go ahead.
Okay. Specifically regarding the DIDX, you need to set up the bring to URLs for each DID, right? So if you have many DIDs, you would like to have a practical way to configure all of them. With the X2, you can specify the user, the secret within the same URL without specifying many hosts in your config file. And this becomes very handy when receiving inbound calls from providers.
Okay, how do your IX2 versus SIP customers differ in quality of service, cost setup time, complaints, and so on? So I believe we heard from Neil, who's with calport.com, CALPORT.com. His customers who use IX enjoy the same quality of service benefits as the SIP customers, but have greater flexibility and ease when handling change. And you know, things change sometimes by the second. That's really important. IX users typically complain about lack of integration with enterprise, something there. Oh, I lost my place there. With enterprise apps and handheld devices, SIP users experience more issues with firewall, router, NAT related issues such as one-way audio. And then Kevin, with Kevin's Net, explains that IX2 is preferential over SIP because it plays nicer with NAT systems. Again, we hear that over and over. Many of our clients are small businesses on business cable modems using a simple SOHO router, and SIP has caused issues with their clients using these in the past. In addition, some ISPs do not play nice, or rather do not play neutral with SIP.
Okay.
And there were couple more questions that we were asked to go over and give the experience of people who are using DIDX with IX2. What roadblocks has IX2 helped you overcome? Neil says the quick deployment on his client's network without intrusive changes in their network policies. Now you're going to see a lot of the same kind of information here over and over, which I believe will help you convince others to begin using Asterisk in some way. And then Kevin says the very first issue he ran into with SIP was that the biggest local business broadband ISP in the area has been notorious for traffic throttling, shaping, and non-neutrality. It has caused numerous problems with not only SIP, but Skype and iChat video conferencing. IX2, however, has not been affected by any of their practices. I know, for example, I was in United Arab Emirates last month, and I'm going back next month for GTEX. That's a good show, you guys. That SIP is blocked, but IX2 is not. Okay, roadblocks has IX2 introduced. Do you want to share what Kevin had to say?
Yeah, it's that the only issues we have had with IX2 so far is the fact that our ATA hardphone compatibility for IX2 is very an expensive device to support. IX2 come at a higher price than most SIP devices, which has caused some issues. We have circumvented these for larger customers by installing tiny embedded Asterisk boxes at customers' location to act as the local SIP to IX gateway, allowing them to use SIP internally and bridge to our systems using EX2.
Okay. And then the last